Hey, what's up? Um, yeah, so here we are, Cinco de Mayo. Hooray, happy Friday. Gonna go back to using Old Faithful. Yeah, my frame rate's lower. It's because using the low light compensation thing. So my camera is more even colored. I'm gonna load this for a second, right here. Where am I pointing at? Over here somewhere. Whatever, I'm gonna load this up. Because this is my go-to. Like, I'm gonna play this for a second and test out the controller before I play something else, and I might end up hopping into maybe Mega Man after this or something. I don't really know. Anyway, let's do stuff. Let's go. Game is so good. This game, it went from being like, when it came out originally, I wasn't a big fan of it. Correction. When it was in Patreon and Kickstarter, I was interested in it. I think I found like a leaked beta and I played a ton of that game and I was like, awesome. And then it came out on Steam and it was in early access. And I was like, all right, cool. But then they started putting out updates and it used to do this thing. Let's see if I can demonstrate it now. Let's turn this on and see what happens. So it used to do this thing where when I try to fall right now, everything that you touched would always be like that. You see how now I can touch this wall? When the game first came out, I was like, all right, cool. You guys have some sort of weird collision system. It doesn't work. That's fine. It's early access. But then they kept doing updates. And then the more updates they would do, it never went away. And then they were talking about like, yeah, they had that video, if you remember. It was a sponsorship with Microsoft. Where they're like, hey, we're gonna be releasing on, what is it, the Xbox Series or something like that? And it's like, that's no good. That's definitely not good. But as time went on, they fixed it. I think they fixed it right before they hit 1.0, or maybe in 1.0 or something like that. But even then, it was. It's very like my opinion on this game goes up and down between each update. So, when it hit 1.0, it was really cool to be like, all right, this game is finally out. But it was like, well, this game shouldn't be 1.0 because if you don't see, this is New York. It's supposed to be, 90s and 2000s themed or whatever. But part of my problem with the game was like, there's nothing here. There's no life. You're just in the city and you're skating, and that's cool and all. But there's nothing else here, and not that you can tell what the controls are from here, but the controls are complicated if you want them to be. I'm gonna go ahead and stop. You have, similar to skate, you kick with your front foot, or correction, for what I'm using right now, I'm using true stance. So you got right foot and then left foot. That's X and square. That's two different buttons. So if I want to push regular, I'm gonna press X because I'm in the stance. I try to 180 down the staircase. Oops. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. If I, what is it, switch stance? There we go. So now I'm in switch, which, if you play the game, I think the default, the control system that they switched to when they went 1.0 is they switched it to be the right stick is your back foot and the left stick is your front foot. What I use is a thing called true stance. So the left stick is my left foot and the right stick is my right foot. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's always like that. So for me to do, I'm going to do a switch ollie 180. I have to press down. Right now, okay, let me go back. This is switch stance or fakie, whatever you want it to be. Fakie. Switch. Okay. So to do that, to do a switch ollie, I would press down on the left stick and then up on the right stick. If I want to do a fakie ollie, I'm going to press up on the right stick, down on the left stick. Whatever. Minor details. Anyway, this game just like... They used to have some issues with the animations and stuff. which they've cleaned up a bit. There's stuff like that still happens, which I'm fine with. You know, I should have bailed there. Makes sense. But all those animations of the flip tricks and stuff, for a while, for a very long time, they were canned. And when the game first hit early access, you're like, all right, this is cool. And then as the game keeps going on, you're like, what's wrong with this game? Like, why aren't they fixing the stuff that clearly needs to be addressed to look like a full retail game, you know? They're charging $60 for it or whatever, and like, it should definitely look like that. But again, they have updates where they fix that stuff and they take out other features, like they took out grabs. There's no way to do grabs anymore at all. They changed the grinding system. It used to be, didn't matter what you were doing, it was always locked in. It's still kind of like that, but it's a little bit more, you get a bit more like freedom. I'm gonna try to nose grind this, or nose slide this ledge. My board is freaking out, as you can see. Physics aren't great. They're cool for certain things, but it's not 100% there yet. This might break my board. Alright, good. But yeah, it's a really cool game. It just came out on Switch. I saw somebody complaining about certain features. They were like, what did they say? They said it was the Nintendo Life review where they gave the game maybe like a 6 out of 10. And I get it for sure, because I feel that same way about this game. Like, I have a lot of fun with this game, but I've had friends ask, like, oh, should I get that? I see you play it a lot. I'm like, probably not. It's for a very specific person. Like, there are people that play Skate that are like, I like skateboarding sims. Like, you like Skate. This is not Skate. This is more of a skateboarding sim than Skate could ever dream to be. You can even tell just from the speed I'm moving at and stuff, you know? There's little minor details. I don't know if it's going to show up on here or not, but you can turn on like board wear and tear. You can actually see some scratch marks on the bottom of the board there from where I've been grinding it. I put rails on it to cover the graphics. One of the updates they added, which I mentioned the last time I streamed this game for a little bit, was they put in the ability for the board to just randomly break. It's not completely random. It seems like it's, you know, based on wear and tear, and then it's also based on just like height and stuff and how you're landing on things. So if you jump off of a building and you manage to land it, like, your board's probably going to snap in half, and when your board snaps in half, you lose that board. That board is gone. So all the customization I have on the board right now, I'm gonna flip it, pick it up. I got the purple wheels. You got purple trucks. The blind deck with the rails on. I think I got like risers on there too. That stuff will just be gone, and you have to re-buy the deck again. You have to find a skate shop, because you can't just go into the menu and buy a deck. You have to go to the skate shop. You can use a generic deck until you get to one, but and that costs money too, which you earn from doing different tasks. Anyway, still though, game is, if you're into skateboarding, if you're like really into skateboarding and you don't mind, just like, for me, this is a really chill game. I think if I was the kind of person that's like, I need objectives, this would drive me crazy, because there are missions and they're tough, but they never felt like the reason to play the game to me. What the game, when it was initially advertised, the way that they pitched it was like, oh, it's a game that is based on like the 90s skate scene and just making videos, which made it sound like it was going to have multiplayer. It doesn't have multiplayer at all. Even something like that, like doing a power slide, what you do is, I've got my right foot's in the back, so I'm going to push that foot out. I'm going to push that foot out to the right and then push my front foot off to the left. You can power slide in either direction. And depending on, you know, what angle you're going at, you might end up switching stance. When you just switch stance, you can just double tap either shoulder button, L2 or R2. There is a system I've seen a lot of people use, a lot of streamers for this game specifically, they use the what do they call it? The manual catch system. So I'll try to illustrate it here. I spent a lot of time here when this game was like really early on. When it first came out on Steam and they added this map, I would just go here and just do stuff off of this dock all day. Alright, so I just did a kickflip. Do another kickflip. We're going to do a kickflip off of this dock if I can. I should have made a checkpoint up there. Okay. So all I do, press down on the right stick, left on the left stick. Because that's where your toe is, and you flip it. If I go in here, go to gameplay, go to, is it flip trick settings? I keep this, I like it on auto. I keep the board controller manual because you can control the speed of your flips, but this, I've always had issues with the way that this works. You can, as you see, I just went for a kickflip there, and you need to catch it. So I have to like press my back foot down to catch the board. I don't know if you can do it with your front foot or not. I think it's got to be your back foot. So for some people, they like that sense of like, oh, I'm doing a thing. I'm actually skating, video skating, whatever. I can't think about that and then being like, I'm gonna do a kickflip to a nose grind or anything, you know? It's a lot. Let's see. It also leads to situations like that too. Let's try to do it off of this dock again. It's a double. So I can get a single. Nope, another double. I got this. I did it too early because I didn't want it to overspin. There we go. You gotta revert out. That is from pushing the R2 to kind of like adjust my landing a little bit. There you go. But it makes certain tricks and stuff a little bit harder to do. It's gonna make everything a bit harder, but for people that are into that, you know, that's cool for them. It's not for me. It's just too much extra thought going on. I'm sure for some of those people, it's just like, you know, whatever. Like, you get used to the timing just like you would on an actual skateboard. But for me, like, I can't. My brain doesn't work like that. Trying to go for a kickflip crook, but I can't let myself catch the board. Yeah, there you go. He's got to hold that pose. What else about this game? Is the game just being neat? It's such a good game for me to just be like, I want to test these controls. Like, is this controller any good? Go load up session. That right there is an example of a feature that people have been complaining about for a long time. You can pick up the board, but when you put the board down, there's no animation for putting the board down. There's also not proper transition mechanics. So like if I'm pumping, which the game has, it just doesn't, it's not quite there. It's probably the best way to put it. Like, you have to go into the settings and change stuff so much because they want you to. Let me see if I can just get to. Let's go to the top first and start here. This isn't even a good spot to do it at because it's just a regular bank. But they want you to push. And they want you to push up, and then push going down, and then push going up, which is fine. But as you can see, it's just like what you have to do is most people go in here and they go to the. Where is this? Under advanced. They'll go in here and then they will push or switch right here. They'll turn this up to make it, yeah, right there, so you can actually pump and see results. Anyway, whatever. Where's another park? Not a good park. They've got Creature Park here. There's no real vert there. There's this, which I think some people go to like make sure they're learning this right, but I think this park is weird. Oh, I forgot I still have the manual thing turned on. See, I'm gonna flip it off now. Flip tricks auto. I want to do the input. I don't want to do the extra layer of having to make sure I catch it too, especially in a place like this. There's a video somebody had of them just going to this park here with like loose brakes, or not loose brakes, loose trucks, and just like pumping through the entire park. And I was like, man, I wish I could do that. I can't. I can't even begin to imagine how you do that. See, it's just a weird system, especially because most places in this game aren't built for it. But there's a point in time when the game would just randomly throw stuff in there. So what you have to do if you want to practice, a lot of people do is they end up, I think it's this park, where there is a half pipe somewhere here. I don't know, I think it's in the, maybe back this way somewhere. This could be it right here on the other side of this thing. There's a wall. There it is. This is the spot. And I don't know, man. I think this is weird. Because a lot of people... You can see I am slowly gaining speed. There we go. Progress. But because of the way this works, this entire system works, like once you get up to the top, it's like, what do you do? Because it doesn't have, you know, I've seen some people say like, oh, well, there's no way they can set it up for vert because it needs to be like its whole separate engine, but like that's stupid. See, and then you get to the lip and you have to do whatever. Yep, just like in real life. I remember learning how to pump in real life, and it was basically just this. It was me going to the skate park and be like, I'm gonna learn how to pump today. And it was just this, just sitting in a mini ramp somewhere and just pumping. It would be for like 45 minutes at a time. Just go for it. Especially on days when like nobody was there. I don't know, man. I feel like there's something they could do. I'm hoping that at some point they work on this because they keep adding things in for it, and it's there, but you don't ever see people doing anything. The most you'll see is people like using something like this to like do stalls and stuff on, which is fine, there's no way for me to keep my speed up because, like, look at this. That's all I can do. Whatever. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about in the game. So we're gonna be switching this in a minute. I just felt like playing this real quick because this is a game I really like a lot. Especially, listen to the soundtrack, man. It's not all like this, of course, but you know, it's so good. It's such a cool, like, I need more chill games like this. Let's switch. Let's go to. Go here. Be here for a minute, and we're going to switch to whatever else. It'll be Mega Man or something. It's the game's physics right there, man. I can't complain because it's accurate. It's how it should be. I remember when they announced they were adding in, like, Philly. I don't even think they announced it. I think it was just like, hey, we put Philly in the game. I was like, oh, okay. But I'm not. I had friends that were really into skate tapes and stuff like that. Like, I never got into that side of skateboarding. I would watch them, but for me, it was just like, oh man, if I see these tapes, I'm thinking I can do this stuff. Historic challenges. Things that are in the game. There's just, if you do tricks in certain places, it'll be like, hey, this person did this here, but it doesn't. Let me show you the list. Challenges. Historical. Here's how it looks. It doesn't say what anything is until you do it. So then if you don't know, if you're not familiar with like skateboarding culture or you don't have like a list, how the hell would you know? The most you can do is maybe like find a spot like this and be like, maybe somebody kickflip down this. I don't know. Failure. What else should I mention specifically about this is that if you didn't see that right there, which you probably shouldn't have noticed, when you land on something, you have to put the input in for the grind. If you ever play the game Skater XL, Skater XL does the stuff for you. This game doesn't. You have to actually like manually do it, which is, it's cool with me now. When I first started playing this game, I was like, man, it's a real bummer that you can't land like on your board and have it do a board slide. You have to put in the input for the board slide. I'm trying to do a 50-50 on this, if I can even get it that high. I need to line up my trucks over it and then push the left stick up and the right stick down. You have to do that input. If you don't do that, you're gonna get it for grind. Hey puppy. Hey puppy. Hey buddy. I don't know if his face is showing up or not. This dog is getting so big. Okay, anyway. Give me a sec. I'm gonna switch this out. I'm going to play actual retro stuff. I hope I clicked the right thing. Alright, BRB. Okay, I'm here. Does that look like a... Hold on a second. Hold the front door. Hold the front door. Oh, I know what I just did. Let's fix this. How do I fix this? I gotta switch the controls. Because I'm using a PlayStation controller instead of a Xbox controller. Here. These are good. Actually, let's do this with the keyboard. Okay, so we got this, 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 and there we go. Don't know what's going on. I've never seen it do this for this long. Do it for this long. Please wait for what? Let's not wait anymore. I'm an American. I want it now. Let's go back here. Hopefully this loads and... Oh, lordy. Task Manager. Here's the Windows 11 Task Manager, everybody. I think it's under Details. It's under Details. Oh my goodness. Chrome is like this because I have, what's it called, open. I've got the chat. All these Opera tabs are because every single thing that opens in Opera opens its own separate window. I'm looking for a big box though. I don't see it. Let's try it again. There we go. We're good. Oh, I'm gonna switch off the weird webcam thing. License? No, idiot. Okay, that looked like an Evil Dead game, which is very strange to think about. What the heck was that game that was showing? Let's play this video again. I thought it was here. Like a track and field. Pitfall. Pac-Man. Mario. Mario's kicking Blanca. I don't know what that game is right there. That game right there. Oh, that's Gremlins. Those are Mogwai. Why does it look like... Hold on. Why does he look like... Is there a picture of the back of the box? No. The pet with the split personality. This cute little fellow looks like the ideal pet, right? Wrong. As a Mogwai, he's sweet and cuddly. But just feed him right after midnight and watch him turn into a gremlin, otherwise known as a monster. Not since Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde has there been such a charming / dangerous character. Or is that characters? Alright. I think the 5200 was one of the systems I had issues with. I don't know what I'm doing this for. Oh Lord, my dog's doing anything with the pillow again. I was trying to sleep the other night. He pulls off the pillow from my bed and just starts humping it. I'm just like, alright, well, okay, buddy. Do what you need to do. Dog is a crackhead. Why did I rate this so low? I got a soft spot for racing games, like old racing games particularly. Alright, let's see. I love when games give you this choice where they give you barely any money. It's like, do you want to have the cheaper car and upgrade it? Or do you want to have the slightly more expensive car that is slightly better to start off with? Game just closed on its own. I guess it's cursed. White men can't jump. This is the most FMV sounding game. 1.97, that's a good sign right there. It's good. Oh. No, didn't close. I don't know why it closed. I don't know why the last game closed. No clue. That's not gonna load. This is fine. Oh, let's play some Dreamcast stuff. Badly play Mortal Kombat Gold. I gave this a 2.5. Yeah, this game sucks. I don't care. I don't think Mortal Kombat 4 is good.
Eurocom Developments Limited Entertainment Software Games. Electronic fun for everyone.
I should play some Street Fighter 5 this weekend, man. I feel like every weekend I make a threat to myself. I'm like, I'm gonna play Street Fighter 5. I'm gonna relearn that game. Oh man, we got problems. We got problems. Let's see. I think I need to go to here. Not this. Port 1 controls. Reset the default. Okay. Why is start pressing? Ooh, I bet you that's doing that because of. Let's go here. Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. I have a setup for my controller to map it to like PC controls by default, just as backup, so it leads to stuff getting double pressed sometimes. It's the Dreamcast version of this game. Dead, like my partner you just threw over a cliff. You can't do this. This is brutality. You have to uphold the law. Wrong. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality. Guess I'm Liu Kang.
Choose your destiny.
Absolutely. You're crazy if you think I'm actually going to sit here and play this for this long. This game is hot garbage. Look at that. Look at that.
Well done.
That's my Tanya and MK. 10, right? She's in 10. She's DLC in 10, I believe. She's so good. She was so good. I believe she was the character that, like, when they added her, they had to... It was like the first tournament came, like, after she came out, and, like, everybody was using her because it was her Naginata stance was just ridiculous. I know fucking Mortal Kombat 4 fatalities. Dude's over here playing guitar. It's the boys. Just a moment.
two, fight! Finish him! Wins. Round one, fight! Wins. Round two, fight! Outstanding. Superb. Finish him. Wins. Silence. Choose your destiny. Round one, fight! Excellent. Round two, fight! Excellent. Silence wins. Round three, fight! Superb. Finish her! Silence wins. Round one, fight! Wins. Round two, fight! Finish him! Silence wins. Round one, fight! Fight! Silex wins. Round 3. Fight! Finish him! Wins.
Okay, I'm here. I'm at. There we go. Incoming the final conflict. Oh. Yeah, no. I swear, man, I played this game one time and it was really cool. Every other time it's been awful. What's that game? Illbleed. Let's play this for a minute just so we can see this terrible intro. Looks like this dog like started chewing on my sheets or something. There's like a wet spot in the corner of my bed. But it's like on the side, so it's got to be like, you know, that type of stuff. I went to this game because it was called Illbleed, and it sounded scary, and I didn't understand what I was doing, and it ends up being it's like a game like I don't know. You're here and you're disarming traps and trying to keep your blood pressure low. It's weird.
For as long as I can remember, my family ran what we called a horror caravan. We hauled this house of horrors around from town to town, trying to give people a new thrill, a new nightmare. I kind of like traveling, but all that gruesome gore got to me after a while. My dad was always conjuring up new devices, tricks, and traps, each one scarier than the last. Guess who he tried them out on? Yep, me. No! I guess it toughened me up a little. I mean, you have to be brave to walk through a den of snakes or try to avoid trapdoors to make it to your room. I was a pretty fearless kid by the time I was 5, thanks to my fearsome father. He fed on others' fears and was never satisfied. My mom couldn't stand how obsessed he'd gotten, so she thankfully divorced him when I was 6. Yet I had gotten attached to horror. I remember how that good old Halloween pillow and a hot red water bath soothed me. I think I might major in child psychology. So, how'd I do?
That was great! I mean, you're the head of the Horror Research Club and...
President of the Student Council. It's a given. You win this speech contest for sure.
Hey everybody! You gotta see this!
Full screen.
What, Michelle? Why didn't you listen to Eriko's speech?
I don't need to. I know she'll win. Here, take a look at this.
Those are guest invitations to Illbleed. How'd you get them?
From a Pepco promotion.
Kill! Look, we can win $100 million there.
Yeah, if we can manage to get through the whole park, that is.
No sweat. I'm game if you are.
Sure thing. I'm with ya. Whoa, whoa.
What about you, Eriko?
I think I'll pass. It sounds too good to be true.
Why? You just said in your speech to conquer your fear and surpass the odds. Come on, we can test your theory.
Sounds like we're trying to be superheroes or something.
It's no biggie. It's just a house of horrors. Probably full of cheesy props and gags.
Which proves what's so weird about this. How can a funky place like that afford a $100 million reward?
Who knows? Maybe they'll make it take so long to get through it, everyone will give up, go home, and the horror honchos will end up with a lot of free publicity.
Or else the whole thing is a hoax, and they don't have the money at all.
I agree with him.
I'm down with that.
I'm not voting or going.
For real?
Are you positive?
You sure?
Yep, you heard me.
Okay, Your Highness. Then we 3 humble slaves shall bring back the $100 million, and you'll be sorry.
I can't wait to commune with the undead.
I'd use the money for a chainsaw and hack my way into fame and fear. Ha ha!
Oh, brother. Okay, then. We'll catch you later, Eriko.
Let's go!
I really want to go sit by this. It's not a great game. It's an interesting game. Illbleed. Can barely read that.
Excuse me, did you see 3 high school kids around here 3 days ago? They had special invites.
3 days ago.
What?
It would be cool if they redid this game, I think. I feel like they could redo it and just it feels like it should exist now, you know? Let me cut the volume down a little bit for me. Alright, stuff to keep in mind with the Dreamcast is that there's only one stick. So there's that. The senses that are at the top of the screen up there. So what that is man. Damn, alright, there we go. That's the senses up there are how you like detect the different traps and stuff. Like you might go into an area and you might start smelling something weird. So if you slow down, sometimes maybe you'll find like, oh, here's like a dead cat or something weird like that, you know? Like anything happens here is not really in the level. There's also random battles in this game, which was really weird to me. Like, build up, recovery. That's spending $3,000. Yeah, resuscitate me. I guess I don't need to come back to life. What is this? Dead, fresh, whatever. Man, I can't even get my thoughts straight on this game. This game is so weird. It's just such a strange game. There's nothing like it that I've ever played before or since. Yeah, there's like, I guess they're not boss fights. They're like, I guess you just call them encounters. I feel like they have like, it'll be like a crazy guy's chasing after you and you have to like live and escape. And I think at a certain point like a helicopter or something might appear and you have to like get to the helicopter and wait there for it to extract you. It's all really abstract. When the sensors reach their peak, press the A button to obtain the horror monitor. Okay. Pressing the R trigger, you can use the horror monitor. Take a look at the tombstones behind you. There may be something hidden. So this one seems like it's out of place. I don't know. Oh, here we go. You see how the thing is flatlining now, so that means there's something here somewhere. I don't remember how this shit works. I don't know. There we go. Horror monitor. All the senses are back to normal. Nothing crazy going on here. You should avoid damaging shock events during attractions by warning the area before approaching. The adrenaline gauge in the lower left-hand corner will decrease each time you use the horror monitor. There's something there. What is that? What is this? Oh, yes. Here's a syringe. I've hid useful objects nearby. Man, I really want to sign up for it. As I'm playing this, I keep thinking, like, what is that thing? Shudder? I don't have a Shudder account. I feel like I should have got one a while ago. Didn't happen. Alright, well that was... I've never been in this spot before. I had no clue this area was even here. Probably because I usually just miss that. Like I just skip through the intro and just go to the next place. It's a Cinnabon. I'm gonna go there. It's a shop.
You play a sport, a game, knowing full well that you're going to either win or lose. You never expect to die before your dreams come true. Neither did Jimmy or his father, Gail Banballo, a Minnesota innkeeper. He set up a secret baseball practice arena in the basement of his inn, where he and his son practiced day after day. Jimmy's hard work and batting skills finally led his team to a state victory. It started out a crisp spring day, but before Jimmy could go outside to play, he and his dad went downstairs to bat the ball around a few times. Upstairs, some teenagers had been playing with fire, turning the inn into a raging blaze that was soon out of control. The inn was a total loss, and so was Jimmy, burned in minutes. Mr. Banballo was so badly maimed, he turned into a hideous monster, oozing and bleeding, snarling and growling like a beast, enraged and bent on revenge. He tracked down the kids responsible for the fire and killed them one by one with a blowtorch. That wasn't enough for Banballo. He won't leave his inn or his memories, so there he waits, in ambush.
I don't remember if there is a penalty to using the horror monitor too much. I'm sure there is. I'm sure that's what the thing is. Your mission is to calm the anger of Banballo. They spelled his name different there. His only weakness is Jimmy. Though he is mad, he quickly drops his guard when he thinks of Jimmy. Memories of Jimmy is the key to the mission. Guess I'll be the babe.
Uh-huh.
What am I supposed to do? I think that's inevitable. I think you have to get that. Keep going with sentences. Didn't mean to do that. Start with myself. There we go. Got it. That is the key. Got to go up here.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. You're collecting scares. That was unexpected, so it scared me. The reason you don't want to just like... What is this? Sorry, the reason you want to just like rush through everything is because of the scares. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a spook? Nothing special found. I think this is what this is. Totally made youngsters, come join us. Oh, that's funny.
Cool.
I was gonna say, I don't think I'm bleeding. What are you talking about? It's haunted beer. Spooky beer scare me. Haunted beer. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on, dude. Now I'm bleeding. I gotta use my items. Doing bad over here. Another one? Damn, dude. Doing bad here, dude. I can't tag it. Stay away from it. Trying to go through a hallway without being near doors is crazy talk. My heart's gonna explode. Let's go take this shot. Adrenaline is your... Okay, I feel like an idiot now. Ooh. Boy.
Cool.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Might as well do it. Let's do the damn thing. What is it? What is going to shock me? Come on. What is that? Heck yeah.
Jimmy, it's time for practice. Get out to the training field now. Hey, you're not Jimmy. Jimmy, Jimmy.
You're not Jimmy. What is this? There's something else here. It's like a weird spot. What is it? That heart rate, dude. That's Red Bull heart rate right there. To a save point. I'm near death, but I made it to a save point. Shit. Incredible. Yeah, that doesn't fix. Shit. Doesn't fix my issues at all. Giant door. I'm extra nervous right now. Sixth sense is bad. Sixth sense is bad. Sixth sense was always good against that. What's the point of this? My strength is empty. Get me out of here. Our total prize is dead. Ooh. Not bad. I forgot I wasn't just streaming that game. So it's easy to get sucked into. It's not a bad game. It's an interesting game. It's a game that if you get into the right mood and you know what you're doing, it's really fun. But couldn't tell you off the top of my head like what I was doing in order to like really enjoy that game the last time.
Take advantage of the situation. 2 points. The 76ers have the ball in a 1-point lead.
Good old Soul Calibur. I will be back. My bad. Peace out.